Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are going to be talking about service delivery. Now, if you are new to the channel, we are going to be discussing everything from agency content, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, how to bring in more leads into your business. And if you run an e-commerce store as well too, we'll teach you everything from basically how to run your own ads, how to optimize your website, literally everything within the umbrella of marketing and advertising, all right? But today's video, we are going to be talking about service delivery. So for most of you agency owners and coaches, if you are struggling to deliver a high quality service to your clients, this video is a must watch for you. So without further ado, let's dive right into my computer and break down today's content. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are inside my computer. And as promised, today we're gonna be walking through service delivery for you agency owners specifically, okay? So today's itinerary, we're gonna be walking through how to set yourself up for service delivery success, controlling the variables, moving the needle forward for clients, and providing an A1 experience, all right? So let's talk about setting yourself up for success first. So the first thing you need to do is identify what systems you need to build to deliver a good service, all right? So that will break down into project management systems, into client management systems, and a good example of that is, even me at my own agency, me and my team, we have weekly meetings to discuss as a team what is happening in all the client accounts and what can be done in order to improve the performance of each client account. Okay, so that would be an example of client management or project management systems. All right, so for each agency owner, it is going to look different for you, okay? You may have, different systems that you have to create because you run a content agency, or for those of you who run a PPC agency or a, lead generation agency, it doesn't matter. Your systems are gonna look a little bit different, all right? So the next thing is you need to actually identify what moves the needle forward for your clients, all right? Is it more sales? Is it more leads? What service do you need to provide to get them that desired result, all right? There are only two types of agency services that you could ever possibly offer, and that is a convenience-based offer, something like social media management or video editing, or an ROI-based offer, which is paid ads, funnel building, or something like consulting, all right? Now, the next thing you need to do in terms of setting yourself up for success is conduct R&D for your clients before executing your main service, all right? It's very, very vital that you conduct research and development for those of you who don't know what R&D is, all right? So you can give yourself a massive advantage by doing tons of research into your client's competition, industry, and customers. All right, so some good questions to ask yourself are, why are your competitors doing well or why are they doing bad? What does the industry commonly do that is good or bad? How can you stand out? And what makes a customer for your client's business thoroughly satisfied? All right, if you ask yourself all these questions, you'll start to get a lot more details and information on basically, who your client's audience really is, what their industry is like, and how to better resonate with their actual customer base. All right, now lastly, you need to hire the right team members to execute your service, okay? So if you hire shitty talent into your agency, you will always struggle. No matter what anyone says, I'm a big believer in, of course, taking responsibility, of course, for, how well your agency does. If you're the leader of your agency and, your agency's performance is not good, it's up to you to take responsibility, right? Because you hired those people at the end of the day to deliver that service. However, if your team members aren't good, it's going to make it very tough for you to perform, all right? So you need to make sure that you are hiring the right team members to execute your service, all right? So approach your talent acquisition for your agency as you would for getting new clients in to your agency, all right? So host a VSL, run ads to find the right talent, interview many candidates, and have a multi-step interview process, all right? What most people do in their agency where they go wrong is they actually, they go to places like Upwork or Fiverr, or, they run maybe a Facebook ad or Facebook groups, and they interview maybe 5 or 6 people, right? You go looking through candidates, you book in calls with 5 to 6 people, and you identify the one that just seems like the best fit. And that's actually not a good way about going about things. I mean, you should be ideally aiming to meet with 20 to 30 people before finding at least a handful of people that could possibly be the right fit. It should actually be very tough for you to actually find the best person to work with and hire inside your agency just because the level of quality you're meeting with is so high, all right? So approach your talent acquisition as you would your client acquisition, all right? Now, the next thing is controlling the variables, okay? So this is a really big one, and especially because, my agency, we obviously come from a paid ads background. So a lot of people seem to think that, if you're not getting good results with your ad campaigns, it's all the paid ads fault, but it's actually not quite true, okay? So if you want to deliver a good service, you need to consider the following. You need to either control as many of the variables that play a role into you delivering the desired results for your clients, Or number two, you need to choose a service that doesn't have many variables that play a role into you being able to deliver. All right. The less variables, the better. So a good example of this is, again, took this straight from my agency. Okay. So in e-com, you could have the best ads. Your click-through rate could be amazing. Your CPMs can be good. Your hold rate is solid. Your cost per click is great, etc. All right. You can have the best metrics possible on Facebook, on Google, on TikTok, on Snapchat, on Pinterest. It doesn't matter. However, if the client's website is just complete shit and their website conversion rate is, below 1%, you'll never be profitable, right? If their product's price point is way too low and people aren't converting, their checkout process, it's way too complicated, you'll never be profitable, because at the end of the day, those results are going to show in your actual ad results. Okay. Your ROAS isn't going to be good. You're not going to be getting sales. And it's not necessarily because of your ads. It's all because just the, end of the sales process is actually hurting you. Okay. So you need to figure out a way to control the variables to enable them to succeed. So how can you, basically go about, controlling things like their website conversion rate being good? Or how can you go about making sure that their checkout process is good, or they have, remarketing with emails, things like that. All right. So you need to control the variables which enable you to deliver a good service, and enter into a niche or deliver a service that doesn't have many variables to even consider. Okay. Lastly, you need to set expectations with your clients before you even sign them as a client. Okay. Because here's the deal. Some clients are going to actually think that the ad campaigns are the end all be all. Maybe you're an ad agency like my agency is. They're going to think that, it's all the ad's fault if you are not succeeding, or it's all on the ad's responsibility if they are succeeding, right? You need to make them very aware of these very important sales funnel metrics that actually play a role into your service actually delivering, okay, and actually converting. So you need to make people aware of this. And if you don't, in the sales process of actually bringing someone on from a prospect and turning them into a client, it's going to be very, it's going to be very difficult near the end of that relationship, because if things maybe aren't going the way you planned, it's just going to be a tough discussion to have with them. Okay. So it's always important to have, these expectations met, and, just make them aware of all of these sort of scenarios before you actually start working with these clients. All right. So let's talk about moving the needle forward. All right. So if your goal as an agency owner is to charge a premium for a high quality service and retain clients for longer than 12 months on average, you must be giving the client no reason to even let you go or have any disbelief in your abilities. All right. So how can you provide an immensely profitable service for the client that is so blatantly obvious to them that without you, they wouldn't be doing as good? Okay. Make it so obvious that they don't even question your abilities. Secondly, are you going to provide a convenience offer to save them time? Or are you going to provide them an ROI offer to basically make your clients more money that you can directly report on? Okay. So those are two very important points. All right. There's a convenience offer and the ROI offer. The convenience offer is really good for, maybe higher net worth clients who really want to save their time. They place a lot of emphasis on saving time. And then obviously an ROI offer is just really good for all kinds of clients, because everyone wants to make more money. And if you can also save them time so that they don't need to be running their ads themselves, or, they can save time to learn certain aspects of running their business so that they can actually make money quicker, of course, they're going to pay for it. All right. So that's the difference between the convenience offer and the ROI offer. So consider that as you begin to scale your agency, you'll identify how many clients you want to take on board. Okay. So some agencies can take on 10 to 15 clients. That's maybe their sweet spot. They're a little bit more boutique. And then some can take on 25 plus clients. Okay. So you need to identify what your sweet spot is based on this information. And you'll be able to identify what your team structure looks like to deliver a quality service that does the following. All right. So 1, provides positive ROI to a client. Number 2, provides some form of convenience. Number 3, embeds you deeply into their business so they rely more on you. And number 4, gives the client a first-class experience working with you. Okay, if you nail down these 4 points, you'll thrive once you reach 10 to 15 clients. And from there, you may be able to scale further if you've basically established a solid pod type of structure within your business. Okay, so those 4 points you need to nail down. And I'm telling you, if you nail down the ROI side of for a client, the convenience offer for a client, you embed yourself deeply into a client's business, and you give that client a first-class experience, I'm telling you, you will retain clients for very, very long. All right. So let's talk about providing an A1 experience. All right. So clients will stay longer with you and appreciate you if you're providing a first-class experience. At the end of the day, you're a service provider, and part of that service needs to be making sure the client is taken care of. Okay. Now, a good example of this is when you go into a luxury retailer like Louis Vuitton or Rolex, AP, like it doesn't matter, Dior, like you name it, whatever brands that you think are like high-end and luxurious, they treat you like royalty, right? And if you have never been in one of these stores, I highly encourage you, go down to the highest end mall in your city and just walk into these stores, right? Don't be weird about it. Just walk in, don't no need to make a scene, but just really identify like the way that they actually treat you. Because once you walk into stores like Louis Vuitton or Rolex, you'll see like they just treat you with such class, all right? And you know that the way that they treat you, they know that they can actually charge a premium for their products, okay? So if they treated their customers like every other store, like, the Gap, Old Navy, the Bay, like whatever, right? Like you're just like some, typical customer, they would never be able to charge the premium that they're able to charge, okay? So you need to make the experience of working with you absolutely stellar. So consider these points, all right? How do you communicate with clients, all right? Are you always making excuses, never taking responsibility for your actions? Are you approaching conversations with them in a positive manner? Are you asking them if they need help with anything? Do you celebrate their wins? Have you ever sent your longest standing or highest paying clients gifts? Do you celebrate your clients' birthdays and anniversaries? Okay. These are all things that really high end brands do for their clients. Okay. Especially ones that have been with them for a very long time. Okay. So you need to cover every single aspect of customer service and make sure your experience that you're providing is just absolutely stellar. Okay. The reason why I understand this so well is when I learned all of my marketing and sales skills at my dad's company, they did basically little to no marketing up until the point that like I was actually there. Like they were on the radio, they were in the newspaper, and this was like, 2017, 2018. So like this is fairly recent. Like social media was still a thing, but they were all old. They didn't understand social media marketing. They didn't understand paid advertising. And the main way that they generated their business, and let alone they were an 8-figure business, okay? The main way that they generated all their business was through word of mouth, referrals, and basically the little bit of marketing and advertising that they did in like newspapers, on the radio and stuff like that, okay? But constantly, like if you go through all the reviews, I would read the reviews all the time. They always had such amazing reviews about just like the first class experience that people got from A to Z, from the point where they met with salespeople to find the right interior design products for their home, up into the point where those interior design products were actually delivered to their home or installed into their house. Okay, so you just need to provide a first class experience from A to Z. All right, so whatever that looks like for you, figure it out and just make sure that each and every step of working with you as a service provider is amazing. All right, so my final thoughts: if you ever need help with improving your service delivery, programs and courses which are updated constantly and specific to your niche are going to be required. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you this straight up, because if you are on YouTube right now, you're trying to find maybe certain like people to follow because they're in the same niche as you, or you're trying to find maybe like the next best course or program to buy, stuff like that. You need to find people that are updated constantly. Like they're updated on new information and they're giving you that new information. Because if you're taking programs or courses or anything like that and it's just not with updated information, you're going to be very confused and it's just not going to be good. Okay, you're going to purchase something and a year from now you're going to purchase another thing because all that information is outdated. All right, so outside of the programs and courses, you need to consider getting some one-on-one coaching potentially. Okay, I hate to say it, but if you are someone that is like and again, this is what I did. It took me a few years of basically freelancing to figure things out myself. You need to consider getting one-on-one coaching from someone who has the results. All right, I'm not saying that's me. I'm just saying that's someone that you trust and you have been following for a while. But I'm telling you, if you get someone who has the results that you have in this industry to teach you things one-on-one, they will be able to help you avoid so many unnecessary hurdles along the way that it's just going to save you a ton of time, a ton of money, and it's going to help you make more money much faster. Okay, you need to ditch this like employee mindset where it's like you're just hoarding money into a savings account. Like money it comes and goes, and you can make more of it very, very quickly in the SMMA space if you just understand how to leverage it. Okay, so I highly recommend, if you're looking into a course, make sure the course is updated constantly. And of course, if you are really trying to further yourself, look into something that is offering one-on-one coaching as well too. Okay, so this is the only way for you to be able to improve your service delivery, because again, every client that you work with is going to be different. So making sure that you have one-on-one consulting and coaching to help you with that specific client service delivery is going to be very, very important. All right. You need to identify a way you can get direct advice and guidance on your service delivery, which is specific to each client, since they're all different in every single circumstance. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the topic around service delivery. I know that obviously I didn't go into specific niches on how to deliver certain service for specific niches or industries, industries, but we will be getting into that. And of course, the only things that we are going to be speaking on this channel are things that we actually have results in. So me personally, in my agency, we work with a lot of e-commerce brands, a lot of info products, coaches, consultants, agency owners, things like that. So that's all the information I'm going to be sharing with you guys, but I look forward to having more industry experts on this channel to actually educate you guys on very specific, more nitty-gritty details about running agencies in multiple different niches. All right. So if you got a ton of value from this video, make sure to drop this video a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this on a weekly basis, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And also, do not forget to join our completely free agency community called the Agency Syndicate. It is an incredible community filled with agency owners from every corner of the world. And again, it's completely free to join. We have tons of free SOPs in there, and it's just a great way that if you're starting off in the SMMA space, you can get close proximity to a lot of really successful agency owners who are just absolutely crushing it and just holding themselves accountable and building their own agencies. So I'll leave the link down below in the description. You can join. It's completely free. We'll see you there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.